Welcome back, everybody. We're doing another episode of Indie Reads Aloud. I have so much fun on this program. Today, I am bringing Liz Bullard to you. She is coming all the way from Connecticut to read for us today. She is a fantasy author, and she has a series called the Prophecy Trilogy, which is she's going to read from book one today, which is called New Moon. Welcome, Liz. I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good on this day.
We're having a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. I don't know what's wrong. Okay.
Right.
So give us a little bit of just a real quick um, background on what got you started. What was the thing that pushed you into, okay, now I'm gonna release the monster and put it on the page.
Definitely releasing the monster, right? So it all started with writing prompts. A friend of mine had started a writing group during the pandemic. And it always is funny to me because we all came like, we're not writers. We don't do this. We don't know how to write. We're not authors. And we came doing these writing prompts. And from there, so many of us have grown into being an author. And for me, with this journey, the prompt was it was Leo, new moon, portal, right? These three words that created this image in my head of this woman in front of this portal, and this man is like, come through this portal. I need you to save, my people. You're the only one, you're the chosen one. And I wrote that scene in like, it was like a 10-minute or 5-minute prompt that we did. And I was like, oh, okay, I like this. This feels good. And I put it away. And then we said, oh, NaNoWriMo's coming up. What if we tried and worked on one of our stories and did NaNoWriMo? And so this story came to mind, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna see what happened. And so into NaNoWriMo, 50,000 words later, I'm like, okay, we're this far. We got to take it to the next level. And so, so
Yeah,
taking it,
it's one
yeah.
of those. NaNoWriMo was good for a lot of authors that way. Um,
Mhm.
it was a really good jump start, push you into the deep end, kind of with no judgment.
Yeah.
Just write. My writing tribe, we call it vomiting on the page.
Yes.
It just happens, right?
Yes.
You clean it up later. But
Exactly how it happened.
yep, I've started almost every one of my books as a nano project.
Ah,
So they're, yeah. And now that I'm into the routine of it, I don't need the organization.
hmm
Now I've got the habit and the routine, and I do it
right.
on various months, not necessarily in November anymore. But I'm really glad to meet a fellow nano, and I'm so glad to see that you're taking the big challenge and realizing it's not really as big as everybody thinks it is.
Exactly. Like once you do it that first time, it's like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can, didn't think I could write 600 words. And now it's like, oh my gosh, only 600 words? So
Right
start
now
small.
it's
Yeah.
now it's hard to just do 600 words.
Yes.
We are doing a flash fiction challenge right now, 250 words. So on the website, there are a whole bunch of prompts, and you choose the one that you want to write on, and only 250 words, and that is a challenge.
Oh, imagine.
But it's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about New Moon. What's the basic synopsis of the story?
Yeah, so in this world of Zodia, we're at the conclusion of this war, and our warriors, Eli, who is an air elemental, and his wife Talia, a water warrioress, they're like, okay, this battle is going on. We need to resolve this because it's getting worse. We're getting fatigued. They're going to overtake us. So they work on this leg of war, and then the aftermath of it comes with challenges, right? You pick up the pieces. The war is over, but you still have to pick up the pieces. And through trying to do all that, Eli is now given this mission to go find the chosen one, the one where the prophecy says, we need this person because there's this war that's going to, this epic war that's going to happen when the crimson sun and the rising sun eclipse, and we need the chosen one. So, trying to pick up the pieces of who he is, this marriage and all of that, he has to now go and find the chosen one. And he goes off on this mission and finds her. And she has to go through her own journey of finding in not only believing in herself, but harnessing these powers. And so it's really about this growth and development of her and of all the people in this cast.
I love the chosen one trope. It is so much fun to write.
Yeah.
And when you mix that with the traditional hero's journey, it can just be so much fun to read.
Yeah.
These are the best, I think some of the best fantasy books that I've read have those two elements. So I'm super,
Absolutely.
super excited to hear a little bit from your book. When you are ready, please take the microphone and read New Moon aloud for us.
All right. I'm pulling up my timer.
Yeah, I hate interrupting people.
Listen, I feel that. Okay, timer is started. Here we go.
Okay.
Chapter 1. The blood-soaked earth groans for peace, and the ground shakes from warriors immersed in battle. The land, usually painted with the smell of coastal air and lavender fields, is covered with the haze of smoke as fire elementals set fields ablaze, burning the opposing side. To the sky are two suns, one that rises and falls, signaling day, another that burns red like the blood of the fields. It is the crimson sun that signals an epic battle more fierce than this will soon begin. Beating war drums and battle cries reminds warriors and villagers of failed peace talks between the elders of Zodia and Ox Nation. After months of keeping Ox Nation to the fields, the front lines are now visible from the elders' perch. Their villa, a sanctuary built inside a towering oak tree, casts their gaze far and wide. Their dwelling place holds the four who make up the council of elders and their ruling sage, Onmai. Protected from the front lines, the elders debate strategies and safety as Omai's wise eyes assess the casualties lost and projected lives yet to lose. An elder, tall and weary, conceals the shadows under his eyes with his darkened veil, speaks. Debating is futile. We hear the war drums. Leaving is our uttermost priority. We have more warriors to send. We will not abandon our home, cries a frail elder hunched on his cane. If we are to move those in the village safely, we will need those warriors, speaks a woman no older than the veil wearing elder. Where would we go, Navi? Ox Nation seeks to control all of our lands. Do you think they will not hunt us? Snips a pixie looking woman, edging closer to Navi. If you are so ready to defend our land, Aster, you run to the front lines. Our warriors' lives are blown away as easily as flames in a windstorm. Our options are few. Navi shoots back. The two women are upon each other enough to feel the heat of their bodies. Enough. Navi is right. Our warriors are dying, which means we are losing. Ox Nation is far more ruthless and boorish. Slipping away now will save our people. We can repopulate and rebuild from the youth and childbearing that remain. Do you hear yourself, Gaia? Sneers the frail elder hobbling closer. We will not repopulate our people like they are cattle. What is the matter, Finn? Afraid you won't be used for that task? Gaia sneers. The four elders' voices raise their noise like the war drum clouds Omai's thoughts. Shifting her focus from the maps and reports to that of a feuding council, she speaks in a tone that silences the room. Quiet. I will not have war within my council and on the fields. Murmured apologies leave the elders' lips as they turn their attention to the maps and strategies. They discuss reports presented by the generals on the field, searching for paths and finding no answers. Sage Onmai runs her hands over her skin, a shade of brown reminiscent of the afterglow of a dawn sky. Her fingers press down on her cheekbones, smoothing her deepening wrinkles and throbbing bones. Elder Omai, roars a scout seeking her attention. Here, child, speak. What is the condition on the battlefield? Omai moves from the maps, meeting the breathless scout. The scout, a little one no more than 12, and no taller than her waist, tries to regain his breath. The battle continues. Our troops push back the Ox Nation, but their warriors are many. The generals urge for more assistance. They do not know how long they can keep up this fight. We should take the opportunity to move who we can from our dwelling, says Elder Gaia. His counterparts agree, shifting their speech to talks of departure. No, Amai snarls. I will not leave our home or our warriors. I have faith they will be victorious. Faith does nothing for the dead, and dead is what we will be if we stay. Ox Nation has far less to lose than us, says Navi. The elders, even those who once supported staying in the fight, encourage fleeing. Yet On Mine does not waver. I will stop no one who wishes to depart our home. But know this, I will not welcome any deserter back into our ranks. I will cast you out like a dog who has bitten its master. Am I clear? The whispers cease. The elders are motionless amidst the smoky scent of fire and the ringing of metal clashing, waiting for their next orders, taking their taking their silence as obedience. Omai turned her attention to the scout. Young one, you have done well, and I know your legs are weary, but I have a selfish request of you. The young one edges closer, intent on hearing her request. Placing a gentle hand on his shoulder, she continues. I need to know if two warriors are still in the battle. I need you to search for news on Eli and Talia. My heart burns for all my warriors, but these two are special to me. Do you know them? The young scout now nods. Yes, I know of the fish-tailed warrioress. I will seek what I can, Sage Omai. Smiling at the playful name coined by her pupil, she releases the young one. Well then, be off. Remember, keep your head up, for you never know where trouble is lurking. Chapter 2. Clashing weapons and screams of mercy ring through the field as dirt and ash fills the sky and lungs of fighters trying to stay alive. Warriors fight through the weariness caused by the beating sun. Stepping over bodies of fallen enemies and comrades, fighters push on. The air is salty with the stench of blood, and the ashes of burning cinders coat their tongues with each battle cry. Warriors breathe the acrid fragrance of smoke and carcasses, reminding them of their proximity to death. Among those fighting for life is a warrior that towers over the slain. His broad shoulders heave up and down as he tries to force more air into his lungs. His gaze shifts from his front to his side, assessing the approaching enemies. This warrior is Eli. Roaring, he takes his blade and slashes through a charging fighter. Blood flies, splattering across his face, but his opponent does not fall. Placing his hand against the bloody wound, Eli prepares to shoot a blast of air from his fingers. Letting out another battle cry, he releases a deadly windstorm that cuts through his enemy. Mind and body dizzy with exhaustion, Eli watches his opponent fly across the battlefield and drop into the muddy earth. Well done, my love, but watch your back, calls Talia, approaching her husband. Her fishtail braid flies as she launches her spear, stopping Eli's would-be attacker from charging his rear. My heart, he responds, reaching for her. Firmly places her hand on his chest. I do not want the blood of another on my lips, she muses. Talia removes her fingers from him and places them on her lips, then tenderly on his. For a moment, the crash of bodies and the sulfuric scent of battle mean nothing to the two lovers. Their exhaustion wanes, fueled by the touch of each other. Are you hurt? He asks, pushing her braid from her shoulder and exposing a fleshy gash on her bronze skin. No more hurt than you, and nothing that requires urgency. Breaking his gaze, Talia scans the battlefield. We are pushing them back. Yes, but they still do not retreat. Small victories, my love, she says. Before Eli can respond, the pounding of rushing feet and the glint of raised blades draws Talia's attention. Her rage is as ferocious as her passion as she steps beyond Eli. Talia pulls the water vapors from the air, trapping the two approaching warriors in a water bubble. The mercilessness of her gaze is the last image they see as she keeps them immersed in her attack. Their knees buckle and their bodies grow still as Talia drowns them on dry land. Eli returns to her side and places a hand around her waist, steadying her weary body. Closing her eyes, Talia breathes slowly, then pulls away. Eli, I am fine. I'm more exhausted than I accounted for. We must use our elemental attack sparingly if we are to survive this battle. Looking around, he says, we must either cut down every fighter or find their leader if we are to end this. Good luck securing him. The scouts had no success. I say we find him and bring the fight to him. Talia's gaze turns cold. Eli, be wise. Crawl has never lost a battle. I am being wise, Talia. We cannot keep up this fight forever. We need to end this. What do you suggest, husband? Shall we desert the battlefield and set off on an unsanctioned mission? My heart, you have the best ideas, Eli replies, shifting his gaze beyond her to quick movements at her rear. His breath quickens, rushing forward, he drives the blade through the ambushing warrior's chest. Growling, he shoves the lifeless body from his weapon. Breathing heavily, he returns his attention to Talia. His gaze brightens, seeing her unharmed. Watch your back, he muses. Talia punches his shoulder. No, Eli rubs his arm, but does not let his proposal slip from their conversation. Talia, the price of freedom depends on what we are willing to pay. I have no interest in paying for it with our lives or the lives of our children. Tell me, what is the cost of our people's freedom? Talia looks from Eli to the battlefield, allowing his words to chip at her apprehension. Eli, we are supposed to follow orders. Our orders are to win the battle, my heart. The cries of exhaustion and death fill their silence. Ox Nation pushes closer to the village where their children lay their heads. Zodian fighters rush to push Cross forces from the front lines. Seeing her children so close to danger, she rids herself of any remaining doubt. Fine. But if we are to embark on this task, we will need someone skilled in tracking. Sumara, he groans. She smirks. Her scouting skills make up for her nosy nature. If we can convince her, we may have a chance. Where is she? They are keeping the scouts near the campgrounds. If she is not hunting Crawl, she will be there. Go, he instructs. I will do my best to clear a path. The Ox Nation is coding the rear battlegrounds. If we get separated, meet me past those trees. Talia nods, and their mission starts with Eli stepping forward, cutting down anyone who would dare block their path. And I will pause there. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. I could have listened to at least like six more chapters of that. That's super fun. Super fun.
Thank
Um,
you.
what did you find to be the most enjoyable part about writing this book? What was
Oh
the most fun for
man.
you?
I think the characters, it really feels like being a kid and like playing dress up or dolls and like you're really getting to play and see, okay, what does one say and what does one do? And like the story builds. And so I think it just feels really nostalgic and like that pretend and that imagination. And that was maybe my fun, all the still the funnest part.
Very cool. So you've written other books as well,
Yes.
aside
Mm-hmm.
from this series. Can you give us a little taste of what those are?
Absolutely. So the other series is very different. Prophecy series is clean, it's fantasy, it's fun, it's like love will win in the end. My other series, the Lira Somers mystery, she is rough and she is sometimes unlikable, but she has this trauma and she pushes people away because of it. And we learn about this. We learn about her trying to overcome her past. And book two will be out June 20th. But I'm currently doing a Kickstarter where you can get the special edition hardcovers with sprayed edges and end papers and, this wrapped book cover. So if
Oh,
that's your jam,
fun. Oh my
yes, I'm so
gosh.
excited. I'm so excited.
Just being able to do a
Yeah.
book with end leaves and with wrap covers and with sprayed page, the whole thing, just taking on that level of adventure with a book. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
wow, what fun. Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
Exactly. Yes.
So, what's next?
Yeah. Next is there's definitely more books of the Lyra Somers mystery. I feel like that is my Stephanie Plum, my Alex Cross. I just see her growing in her life expanding, and I hope the readers really loving her growth. The Propsy series, while this arc is concluding in October, I feel like there's more stories, there's more to this land, there's more to these characters. And so while this story arc is done, there's another story arc, and I just don't know what it is yet. So you'll have to stay tuned. You can sign up for my newsletter at lizbullardwrites.com for all the adventures. But right now we have two books this year coming out, and then you
How
have to stay
exciting.
tuned for more. Yeah,
Oh my
thank
gosh,
you.
that's so much fun. And all of the information is in the show notes, how people
Thank
can
you.
find you and your books. So we definitely covered that for you. I have one last question. Will you come back and read for me again?
Oh, I would love to. This has
Because
been
this was
wonderful.
really enjoyable, and
Oh,
I love your storytelling voice. I would love
thank
to
you.
hear more. So if you'd like to come back, I'd like to hear it.
Please, I would love to.
Awesome. Thank you so much for appearing on the program today, and we'll look forward to having you back in future episodes.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.